Well, the 30-month time period of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's exile reflects the 3 days that Jonah was in the whale's belly before agreeing to preach the divine message of Allah to the people of Nineveh. We're talking about the fulfillment of prophecy. So we move from Joseph to Moses to Jonah. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan informed us on many occasions that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told him that he had to do more than just preached that Jonah went to Nineveh. Now, during that time, how often was the Honorable Louis Farrakhan teaching the narrative of Jonah? I mean, I just wonder that. Well, what did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad mean by this statement or command? What was he telling the Honorable Louis Farrakhan about his future, since that statement was futuristic? Now let us consider Jonah's journey according to the Holy Quran again, which just gives us a more precise representation of this prophecy. And this will help us to see something of the more that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan had to do in fulfilling the biblical and Quranic narratives about Jonah. Now it states in the Holy Quran, "So also was Jonah among those sent by us, when he ran away like a slave from captivity to the ship fully laden. He agreed to cast lots, and he was condemned. Then the big fish did swallow him, and he had done acts worthy of blame. Had it not been that he repented and glorified Allah, he would certainly have remained inside the fish till the day of resurrection. But we cast him forth on the naked shore in a state of sickness, and we caused to grow over him a spreading plant of the gourd kind. And we sent him on a mission to 100,000 men or more, and they believed. So we permitted them to enjoy their life for a while." Now, in a previous message, we touched on aspects of how the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is fulfilling the narrative of Jonah. Notwithstanding, there is much to these verses, as they also refer to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's 30-month exile and to specific assignments of his work as the Messiah. Now, verse 139 encompassed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's declaration in 1972 that we, meaning humanity, were to listen to and obey the guidance coming from the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. This is what he said during his Theology of Time lecture series in 1972, which was held at Mosque Mariam. It wasn't called that at that time. And he set the Honorable Louis Farrakhan in his seat and spoke in part these words: "Everywhere you hear him," meaning the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, "listen to him. Everywhere you see him, look at him. Everywhere he advises you to go, go. Everywhere he advises you to stay from, stay from." Words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to humanity. Now, of course, what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did and said that day could not have gone unnoticed by anyone, especially the family of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and those who served as national officials. Excuse me. Nevertheless, when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad departed in 1975 under the auspices of death by congestive heart failure, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan did not assume the leadership of the Lost Foundation of Islam. Now, this is well known and is also described in the prophecies of the Holy Quran. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan discussed this time period with Brother Jibril Muhammad And his reasons he discussed his reasons for not assuming the leadership of the lost foundation of Islam after the departure of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now you can read that for yourself in this book, Closing the Gap, Interviews of the Heart, Mind, and Soul of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So it's on record, in his own words, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, of why he did not assume the leadership of the Nation of Islam at that time. In addition to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's reasons, evil machinations were at work among some of the national laborers and prominent ministers at that time to ensure that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan would not pursue the leadership of the Nation of Islam, which they knew the Honorable Elijah Muhammad desired of him. Therefore, this specific aspect of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's journey ideally fulfills verse 140 of the Quranic narrative of Jonah, where it states, when he, meaning Jonah, ran away like a slave from captivity to the fully laden ship. He didn't assume the leadership. Now, of course, I'm not in the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's mind, but I'm certain he could not have ignored or forgot what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said of him. And of course, he explains that. I'm talking about during the Theology of Time lecture series. Again, he has spoken candidly about this and why he supported the leadership of Warith Deen Mohammed, which is styled in this prophecy as the burden or laden ship. Now, Allah did not condemn the Honorable Louis Farrakhan when it said Jonah agreed to cast lots and he was condemned. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan was condemned by Warith Deen Mohammed, who debased the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's outstanding work in New York and strove mightily to diminish his popularity within the lost foundation of Islam and among the black people throughout the Western Hemisphere. That is explained by the Honorable Louis Farrakhan as well.